Hello, my name is King Stephon, and I was born to be king of the United States of America. At birth, I received my name from God through my Aunt Lisa, so that before I became king of America and received the crown of precious jewels and metals to rule America, and also after I abdicated and passed my crown to my son, I would never be without a crown, but would always have a crown because I was born a king and will always be one. My inheritance is all the richest land and property in the United States of America. It is what I have received this day from my father and the father of all the men who will ever live in the nation, because his dream was the conception of the nation, one Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King received the richest land and property in the United States of America from his father God as an inheritance and a reward for his good service at the end of his life. It was God's will that Martin Luther King be the downfall of America and build the foundation of my kingdom, and in a face-to-face meeting pass his inheritance to me. But because of the iniquity of the nation, he was displaced as ruler, so that the everlasting inheritance he took hold of would not be ruined and spoiled with the war God was about to pour out on the nation as punishment for its sins, and the wicked inhabitants might have a place in the nation he conceived through the cross of him and his people. Like the father of this nation, I too was displaced from my throne because of the iniquity of America. Since the beginning of time, it was God's desire that I, at the age of 16 and a half, will receive my inheritance, become king of America, and establish my flesh to rule over the United States forever. Because of the iniquity of America, though, I could not gain my inheritance when God desired, but I was forced to wait 11 years because receiving my inheritance at my destined time would have resulted in the destruction of not only 95% of America's inhabitants, but also my inheritance, all the richest land and property in America, by fire raining down from the skies. Now that the king of MLK and Jesus, has settled the sins of the land through the cross of Aaron Thomas and I can finally receive my inheritance, because America, my enemies, can be scattered and defeated without it being ruined. Here's how I will take hold of my inheritance. 3 days after I'm delivered from the prison through the riches of my next door neighbor, Freeman Bosley Jr., God will give President Obama all kinds of visions in the dream and instruct him to summon me to Washington, D.C. The next day, 4 days after I would have been free from the prison, he will summon me to D.C., and a few hours later I will arrive. I will inform him that he must from that day forward serve me or be destroyed. And over the next 5 days, I will diminish the American government to nothing. On the 5th and final day of tearing down, I will declare the establishment of my everlasting kingdom of America, and my flesh will rule over America forever. In 9 days after I'm free from the prison through the riches of my next door neighbor, Freeman Bosley Jr., my kingdom will be fully established.